Hi everyone, welcome to codeAYD. Today in our Making iOS Apps in Swift series, we'll be building our interface and taking a deeper look at views. In the last lesson we were looking at buttons, and in the lesson before that we were looking at labels, but we're going to look this time at views. Now a view in Swift is pretty interesting, in fact in Xcode in general. This is a view, 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 and this is a view. In fact, this back thing here is also a view. If I go to my hierarchy over here, which you can activate by clicking this button, if I go to here, each one of these little things I see here is a view. They're just different types of views. So if I go to my objects panel and I expand it, you'll see that label is a type of view, a button is a type of view, and if we keep going down, we'll find one that's just called view. So I'm going to bring in a view, and a view is pretty much a rectangle. So I'm just going to give mine a red color, and it's a rectangle that can have anything in it. So I'm going to grab a label, and with that label I'm just going to place it in the center of my view. So here's my label, my new label, and I'm going to put it in the center of that view, and I'll just leave the text as label for now, but I'll just make that font a little bigger and probably I'll make it white and just center that in there. So this is a view, and it's not any type of view. I'll show you that view over here in the hierarchy, but that's just a view and its name is view. I can set its name later on. As you can see, this button is automatically named Scream because of the text in it, and same with each of these labels here. They've been named based on what's in them. But these icons here, the ones that say L, B, and that square, they're all different types of views. You can put things inside of views, like I've put a label inside of this view, but I can't put things inside of this kind of view. I can't put a label in a label because that doesn't make any sense. But views, it's important to realize, are not just this view, they're each of the different types of views. And this is important, which will, when we start coding later on, because we're going to be using a framework called UIKit, and that's the default framework in Swift. UIKit relies on views, and it uses views for every little thing. This is actually called subclassing. It might sound like a big word at the moment, but when we start coding, it'll make a lot more sense. Label is a type of view, which means it's a subclass of view. It inherits all the features of a view, but it also has some more things. So if you go to view and you look over here, it has all these things on the side. Background color, tint color, alpha, tags, all those. Those are for view. But if we go to our label, you'll notice it has all these things for label, but it also has all these things for views. So if I hide the label section and the view section, you'll see that it has two different things. So it's a label, but it has all the features of views. That's because it is a view. So it inherits the features from views. It's like a child. It inherits the features from its parent, and its parent is view, but it also has some extra features. So we call this inheritance. The label inherits features from a view, and we call this subclassing. Label is a subclass of view because it's a type of view. More on that later, but each of these are a class. A class is just an object that has features, so it'll have attributes, and we'll get later on it will have methods. For now, we're just focusing on attributes. View has all these attributes like background and tint. Label also has those attributes because it inherited those attributes, but it also has some other attributes. So that's pretty much all there is to views. There's not a lot to do with them. Label and buttons are more complex than views, and also, by the way, button is a type of view. Everything we see over here is, almost all of it, a type of view. Not all of it, actually. The yellow ones are not types of views. These ones are, and our gesture recognizers, they're not types of views either. But we'll get more into all of those different ones later on. A view is pretty much just anything that you see on the screen, and these are all different subclasses of those views. It's important to realize this as we go later down the track, because we're going to be using different types of views, and it's also important you know which type of view we're going to be using. If we want to put things inside of something, we're going to need a view. If we're going to put text, we need a label. And if we're going to put something the user can click, we want a button. So feel free now to go around and play with all these. If you don't know what they are, that's fine. Don't stress about it. We're not going to go too much in detail with those from the interface. We'll do a lot more of these in the coding, but we'll get to different things later on. That's all there is really to views. Thank you.